When I was a little kid, I wanted nothing to do with anime because I thought it was for little girls because I was a stupid little idiot when I was like 12. But now, I got more into Japanese culture, and you know what? I'm actually very interested. And I decided to check out some animes. And you know what? I had an interesting time. And that's what I'm going to do today. I'm going to talk about 9 random animes I saw. And by the way, yes, I'm doing this because I need a new idea for a video. I'm not going to do the same thing I usually do every time. Like, I got to think of something else too, you know? I need a break. I decided to do this tradition. Every 6 months, I watch 9 random animes, or at least in the holidays. And I'm doing this in Christmas. Or at least December, because I don't know when this video is coming out. But so we're gonna get started. There's nothing I gotta promote because I'm not that big of a channel, honestly. I'm just a Spanish boy who watched 9 random animes, which is kind of funny. I mean, seriously, it's kind of weird, but you know, doesn't really matter. Let's get started with. Funny story. My little brother was addicted to this show. He showed it to the rest of my family, and they like it. And I only watched the first half. I just thought it was fine. I didn't really watch the entire thing because I had other things to do. But now, since I decided to do this tradition, I decided to go back to the show. And yeah, it's better than I remember. Our main character is named Satoru, who has the power to rewind, kind of like time travel when a bad thing happens uncontrollably. And the reason why he has this ability is not really explained well, honestly. He has it. But to be fair, that's not really the main focus of the show. It was more interested in the characters. And if the characters were not likable or, you know, boring, then this show would have not worked. But they are, and I did care. So it's not that big of a deal. Satoru wants to be a manga writer, fails and didn't get the job he wanted. And also, he has regrets of not helping this little girl named Kayo. Kayo. I'm sorry, I make mistakes when I say her name. Kayo. When he was 10, where he could have talked to her, but he didn't. And then later, she gets murdered. So every single day, he always puts the blame on himself. Until one day, something terrible that is connected to the murder of Kayo happens, and then he goes back in time to a 10-year-old kid and has a chance to save her. Right off the bat, I do love the concept, and the character interactions are great when he tries to help Kayo and change her life. At first, looking at her, you're gonna think that she's just a bland, boring girl who just hates everything, but no, he finds out that she has a terrible life. She gets abused by her mother and beaten. And we also have Satoru's friends from his childhood. I don't know, kind of mix with them. Half of them don't do anything. Like, you could just get rid of, like, some of them, and that wouldn't really change the story at all. The only ones that were really important was the blonde hair one, which I forgot his name. And the other one that became very controversial in the show.
Satoru? I believe what you told us before, and I'll do whatever I can to help out. You can totally count on me.
Jin is good. I also do like Satoru's mother, who is very kind, and we also get to see his manhood. It's also just as enjoyable in my opinion. And Eri is also a likable character too. I like her. It is weird that some people say that they forgot about her, even though she's the only one that helps Satoru when he's at his darkest point. She's the only one who cares about him and helps him and even trusts him and is always there for him when he's at his low point. And even if you still don't agree with me, you gotta agree that she left more of a bigger impact than these other 2 girls who I forgot their names. I do think that Satoru and Kaya's interactions are great and interesting. I do love the character development. They grow, and Satoru realizes what he was missing out on when he was a child and enjoys being a child with his friends. The soundtrack is really good. I really love it. Show could be charming and cute at times, but then it could be really dark and messed up, especially with the subjects of murder and also the abuse. Then it could get depressing. When we're close to the end of the show, spoiler alert, skip to this time frame, Satoru and
Kayo.
don't end up together, and she one of his friends. The show does have its problems, like the last 2 episodes are the weakest ones. They're not awful, and the climax is anticlimactic, honestly. There's some plot points that go nowhere, and also, although not bad, I wish Satoru and Eri's relationship was developed a little better, which I did hear in the manga it developed better. Besides that, I have no other complaints, and yes, I don't even hate the ending at all. If you want to know my thoughts, I actually am fine with it, and I'm not going to explain why, but I'm going to send a link to a guy who made a video about the ending, and he has similar thoughts as me, and I'm totally fine with it. Erase is still a pretty good anime. I do recommend you to check this one out at least once. So far, so good. What's the next?
My tummy is speaking to me!
Good news! This is the worst one. It's not awful, but it is cringeworthy. Okay, our main character is... Wait, please wait a second. Suharu. I'm sorry if I said it wrong. Who's our horny main boy who doesn't like his best friend, and her name is... Wait, please just wait. Karona. She really likes him for some unknown reason. But he likes... Wait, please. Shiruka Sasa. It actually started off interesting with the first 4 episodes, I will admit, where our main character realized that his best friend really likes him, so he decides to choose her. Then she rejects him for rejecting her a lot. But then it also turns out that Shiruka likes him too. But then, when we see Kurona's sisters, I don't even want to check their names at all, who cares? That's when the show starts to get cringeworthy. Where the rest of it is girls in swimsuits. Yay, if you like hot girls in an anime, then this is totally for you. Oh yeah, I forgot to mention another character named Momo. The only reason why I know her name without even looking at the paper is because her name was so distracting. It reminded me of my cousin's dog. She also was his acting partner. Yes, our main boy, Zihura, was an actor, and she wants to win him too. So yeah, we got 3 girls trying to win our main dude. And yeah, most of it is kind of a cringe fest. Oh boy, oh boy, oh boy. It's a lot of fan service. A lot of fan service. Not like nudity or anything, but no, still, like, you know, you get like you get the swimsuits and the beach scenes. Yay. Most of it is that, with our boy fantasizing, at least one of the girls smashing him. I'm not even kidding. Except for Kuruha for abandoning him, I guess. I don't know who we're supposed to root for, honestly, to win him. I was rooting more for Shirukusa's to get with him, or Momo. Anyone but his best friend. His best friend is so mean. She lied, having amnesia, just to get to him after rejecting him, and then beats him up when he has a good time with the other girls. He had more sweeter moments with Shirukusa's, and even though in the beginning she wanted to get revenge on him for abandoning her long time ago, which some past that's really hard to explain, she finds out why he's done that. And then she feels bad because his mother died in an accident. So, at least with her, she has some sort of sympathy, and they have more cuter moments with each other. It's not a good sign when a more attractive her character actually has more good moments with her main boy. And as for Momo, although it doesn't really have that much, still nicer than best friend. I don't know what else to say. It's our main horny boy and 3 attractive girls trying to get him. Worst part is somebody wins the boy! But the ending is the one I want to talk about the most. Main boy wakes up after having a coma. It just reminded me of Erased. That's how the show ends. What the? Not the best anime ever, but it's really cute actually. I actually enjoyed this. Main character's name is Tamehik, who got into a terrible accident in a car from the 40s. His mother died, and he has a broken hand, and then later is kicked out by his stupid rich evil father and his siblings, being called worthless to the family now. They even lied to the citizens where he used to live that he died, sending him to a village where he'll live the rest of his life. At first, he felt suicidal, that it was the end, like he has no worth in life. But then later, his father bought him a cute, nice wife named Yuzu, who's actually really sweet in the show. She's really kind. At first, he doesn't really care that much for her. It's not like he hates her. It's more like he's just done with life. But Yuzu is kind of like the spark in his life who helps him and takes good care of him and makes him realize there's more into life. And then later on, Tamehik learns about what he could be and what he's good at and his new purpose. There's also other characters like this bandit girl and his sister, and also these two siblings. They're fine, I guess, but I was more focused on our main two. It is really interesting. It's not like a big extreme plot. It's more like a life-to-life thing, you know, which is totally fine. Not everything I have to watch has to have a big extreme plot. I did enjoy interactions with the characters. There are also some problems with the show, like some of the plots could go a little bit quick. Okay, Yuzi's 15, but to 15-year-olds, she's short in comparison. Heck, even Tamehik's sister is like 12 and she's like taller than her. And the reason why they explain it is because Yuzu's breast size are bigger. Thank God they don't show it because she's like really young. We didn't need a talk with Yuzi and Tamehik's sister that she's a virgin. We didn't need a conversation like that. It just felt kind of awkward. Thank God they don't show us any parts, but still, gosh. Besides that, everything else is completely fine. The characters are likable enough. It's just I kind of wish that they had a little bit of better script. But for what it is, I'm still enjoying it. I actually enjoy the characters. They're still pretty fun. And Tamehik and Yuzu's relationship gets even better and cuter and interestinger as it goes on. I also do enjoy that we get to see Yuzu's past life of what it was before her parents sold her, which is just really, really sad. Like, I actually do feel for these characters. When it gets sad, it really can be sad. I actually almost cried.
It's enough to make a grown man cry, but not this man.
Honestly, the relationship between the two main characters is strong enough to hold this show. Not the best, but for what it is, it's pretty good. And I do recommend you to check it out if you just want a cute romance. One more thing, the soundtrack is a banger. I listen to it every day. Okay, before we start, at the time I'm recording this, I literally just watched the first 51 episodes. Hey, don't complain. The show has like 102 episodes, okay? I'm pretty sure like half is enough to get an opinion. And I enjoyed it. The main character's name is Sana, who's a popular 11-year-old actor. And she has a terrible life at school because a boy named Akito and his group attacked the teachers. And they can't really do anything because he has pictures that are not appropriate. And if he shows it to the principal, get fired. So that's why they all obey. So Sana has to try to beat him in the battle of school, I guess. We get to learn more about Akito's life and learn that maybe he's not that much of a bad guy. Okay, let me be honest with you. The first episode didn't give me a good impression. First, I thought Sana was kind of an annoying character. Like, she yelled a lot and talked a lot in the first episode. And I was like, oh God, is this literally the character I'm going to be spending with? But then she got better and became one of my favorites as the show goes on. We get to learn more of her character, and we get to see her humanity side. Like, yes, she hates Akito, but it's not like she's gonna be rude to him when he's getting abused by his sister or neglected by his father. And also wants everyone to have fun in life. She doesn't really like fighting herself. I also enjoyed her fake boyfriend pimp, Ray. Her words, not mine. And thank God it's clarified literally in the first episode that the relationship between her and Ray was not romantic at all. at least from Ray's perspective, like Sana believes that they're in a relationship, but it's not really. It's more of a job he does because he feels like he owes her for saving his life. We got to learn more about his life too.
Asako. Ray. Here's to the two of us.
I like the co-workers. They're fun too. Sana's mother is also enjoyable at times, and she always wears a different hat every episode. I find that kind of funny. The animation could be creative despite looking really old and kind of odd. The costumes in Sana's show could be kind of fun. Like, she changes in many different styles. I can't count all of them. I also like the boy, Akito. I like this little friend, this little guy. I forgot his name, but he's... First, I thought the show was just going to be, like, childish. But no, it's kind of dark. Akito is kind of suicidal. And there's some dark themes, like death and suicide and abandonment. And it handles these subjects very well, actually. They don't like joke around with these despite being a comedy. Also, the show is a comedy. The comedy is kind of mixed for me. It could be hit and miss. There are jokes that I'm pretty sure not everyone's going to be happy with. I will admit I did laugh a couple of times. I think the characters really do hold a show, and the acting part of Sana's character is actually explored well. Like, they do something with this concept. There's still problems with this show. 1, sometimes Sana could be annoying. 2, every single episode, there's 15 seconds of Sana rapping or someone else rapping. Like, at least someone rapping. And I gotta be honest with you, it sounds cringe. 3, there are some episodes that were unnecessary. Like, there was no need for them. Like, 2 of them are clip shows. And other times, there could just be episodes like the Caveman episode. Literally a rehash of the first episodes, but with the characters speaking in caveman form. And oh boy, was it very annoying for me. If these episodes were cut, nothing would change. I still enjoyed it a lot and had a really good time. There were a lot of good things I like. This show could get really sad. It wasn't that popular when it came out, but it is getting a cult following itself. Would want to check out the last 51 episodes, but I did hear from fans that the last 51 were toned down and a little bit more jokish. But for what we've got, I enjoyed it very much. Before we start, I know this is just a movie, but be quiet. I literally watched a show with 102 episodes. Well, half of it, but that's still a lot. The reason why I even watched this movie, because the concept interests me. A girl likes this boy and turns to a cat to spy on him or some crap. That sounds weird. I was actually going to make fun of this. I thought I was going to not like this movie. Yes, it was weird, but I enjoyed it. Surprisingly. There is one flaw, big, huge flaw in this movie. Our main character's name is Mio, who hates her normal life and goes into escapism when she turns to a cat. And the reason why she turns to one is because she made a deal with some cat god thing. I don't know what it is. So every time she wears this cat mask, she could turn to a cat. And when she takes it off, she turns to a human. So yeah, she uses it kind of spying on this boy named Hindo, who she really likes creepily. And we get to learn more of the characters. It's kind of more slice of life. And she also gets to learn more about, was she doing right? I do like the animation style. And I also like the cats' designs. They all look adorable. They look more marketable than Cats the movie.
Dinner and a show.
Not be shocked if this movie made more money. I also think the message of run away from your problems is wrong, and opening yourself up a little more is handled very well. Characters could be likable when they're not creepy. And by I mean characters, I just mean one specific character. I mean Mio. Okay, I'm not gonna explain it as well as this other YouTuber who explained it much better. Go check her video out. I'll just send the link in the description so you could get the full details. Yeah, I gotta agree with a lot of people. Yeah, Mio could be kind of creepy. She acts awkward and kind of harasses Hurino. I'm sorry if I say his name wrong. I will agree, it's creepy a little. To be fair, she does learn a lesson. Like, I think that was like the point, and sometimes, yes, she could be an ass, but That's kind of like the point of the movie. She's supposed to learn a lesson about what she already has is fine. Like,
surprisingly, this movie has more respect for parents than Turning Red, and yes, I despise that movie with a passion, and I'm never gonna review it. If you like it, that's fine, but I despise it. I agree with everybody else of how awful it was.
and I do like our main boy character. He is honestly sympathetical, although he could be a little cruel sometimes. You kind of understand why he's that way. The soundtrack is really good too. I do enjoy the soundtrack a lot, especially Ghost in the Flower, which I listened to a bunch of. Pretty sure the song is more popular than the movie itself. It has 100 million views. That is a lot. I did laugh at this anime too, although I don't know if it was intentional. Some scenes do look kind of hilarious. I also do like the cat world. It's really creative and looks fun. I wish we spent more time in it. And it turns out Mio isn't the only one who sold her face to that cat thing, whatever. It's actually treated like a mistake you did. Overall, I did enjoy this film more than I thought. I think it is worth checking out at least once and then form your own opinion. This is the most adult anime I've ever seen. Our name hero is Chihiro. He's a boy who really likes zombies and is into the zombie movies and want a hot zombie girlfriend. Okay, to be fair, I can't judge. I want a Japanese girlfriend. And also haters, yes, I'm straight. He also has a normal life in school. And he has two of the most annoyingest friends ever. Okay, one was okay. He was just a nerd. However, the other one... just like some horny boy who's just so annoying. Every scene he appears in, I want to punch him in the face. And he also have this girl named Rhea. She hates her life because her dad's a pedo creep who takes naked photos of her and doesn't let her out.
Dad?
What is it, my heavenly goddess?
Isn't this kinda weird?
Not at all!
Oh no. She meets our main boy, Chihiro, and she wants to help bring his cat back to life because his cat literally dies in the first episode. Till the accident happened. And then he has to take care of Rhea for the rest of the series. Because she turns to a hot zombie girl. His dreams come true, hooray! Without context, this sounds kind of creepy, but don't worry, he's not that insane. He actually does still treat her like a person. He wants her to get away from her awful life. And at first, when they first met, he just saw her as a normal girl. He wasn't really interested in dating her at all, because he was more interested in a zombie girl. So their relationship was kind of just neutral at first. But then it gets more deeper as the show goes on. And I was really interested. These two characters actually do well for the show. Then we got the main villain who's like the dad, and he's like really creepy. He scares me, honestly. I am actually terrified of this man. He really, really loves his daughter. Then we got, again, Chihiro. His friends, oh my gosh. We got his cousin Renko, and she's kind of weird where she does make fun of him, bully him a lot. But she also likes him, even though they're cousins. I know it's legal in Japan if you're cousins, but still, I'm glad he did not end up with his cousin. Then we got his sister, who reminds me of Wednesday from the old Addams Family movies. Then we got his Buddha priest dad, who's a pretty sweet, nice guy. And then we get his creepy grandpa, who every time he sees a young girl or woman, he imagines them of his old wife who died. And then touches them a lot. Yeah, most of this anime is kind of mixed bag. I do enjoy the show. I do like the characters interacting. I enjoy a lot of this show. But there's still some scenes that feel awkward. Like they do really like sexualizing Rhea a lot. I mean, I know she's a hot zombie girl, but it still feels a little awkward. This show is not for kids. It's rated 14 and up. But I think it should be rated like 18 and up. There's literally one shot where you actually see nipples of Renko. And Rhea's death is so brutal, they actually show it. I'm like, how? how did this get passed? How does it get, the rating it has is like what I usually see, an action movie like The Dark Knight. This has really messed up elements. Not a bad thing, but it really did shock me the first time watching it. It is the most shocking anime I've ever seen so far, and I gotta admit, I really enjoyed it. The soundtrack is actually good. I do like the end song. It is really calm, yet creepy at the same time. I don't know, it's this weird feeling. The animation is pretty good. As the show goes on, I actually really was rooting for Shiroro and the zombie girl to get together, and I was hoping for them to succeed in what they're trying to accomplish. Rhea wants to have fun, and Shiroro trying to help her live life and also try to keep her safe and not disintegrate, because soon she'll disintegrate. I wasn't expecting to enjoy this anime this much. Like, I actually really did enjoy this one a lot. It's really enjoyable. Although my recommendation is that you gotta be like at least 16 or 18 and up, depending on where you live. It could get really dark and messed up. Also, one more thing, you don't really have to watch the OV episodes. Like, I think this show peaked at its 12th final episode. The last 2 OVA episodes are not bad, but they have cliffhangers for supposed season 2 that I don't think we're ever getting a season 2. It's kind of sad, but I don't think we need a season 2. I know there's more story in the manga, but if they do make a season 2, I will check it out. But for now, I'll let this anime rest in peace. I do recommend people to check this one out if you're older. This anime is just sweet. Our main character's name is NASA, who was given the name NASA by his parents because they think NASA's the smartest place or something. I don't know. And he gets made fun of when people say, "Do you want to be an astronaut or something?" He's like, "What the hell? What's NASA?" Because he doesn't know what the actual meaning of his name means. Until he finds out, people were making fun of him. So then he tries to prove he's the smartest boy in the world. Later on, when he's about to become the smartest guy on Earth, as he says it himself, going to a bigger school, he sees this pretty girl named Tasuka. I think that's how you say her name. And then he accidentally gets hit by a truck, but she saves him. Yeah, he's still bleeding. And then later, he asks her out, and she says, "Okay, I will, if you marry me." And then they don't see each other for 2 years. And then she comes back, and she has the marriage papers, and then they get married. No, really, they literally get married. Aside from that, I like how they grow and get to know more about each other. Asa, despite being a little hoardy, actually does respect Tasuka and treats her like a person and doesn't want to do things like that without her consent, and actually does want to make her happy. And Tasuka doesn't really care about that much stuff. She doesn't really like buying too much stuff. She doesn't want to waste money, unless if it's a TV, because she really likes movies. But besides that, she also really cares about him and does miss him when he's not around, and also does cook for him. I do think they do work out the chemistry with these two. It's mostly just a relationship thing. That's it. We also have NASA's friend. She owns a shower place, I guess. And she could be fun, although she's kind of creepy because she wants to see NASA and Tasuka. No, I'm not joking. She really wants to see those two. That's your friend. Also, she has a sister who's dumb, who likes NASA. She could be funny. Then we get Tasuka's little bratty rich sister, and I hate her the most in the entire show. She wants to kill NASA. Okay, I'm over-exaggerating. She wants to get rid of him because she wants to marry Tasuka. Wait, what? Okay, they're not blood related, but still, this just feels so wrong in so many levels. Oh yeah, she also has these 2 henchmen who are actually kind of funny. Honestly, much more enjoyable than this annoying little bro. The rest of the show is just kind of a cute romance, honestly. There's not that much. I do enjoy it. If you really just want a cute romance with your loved one, then I guess this is for you. Again, did enjoy it. There were a lot of cute moments, and funny moments, and weird moments, like that moment where they were playing Street Fighter V. That actually shocked me. They're even using footage from the actual game. Okay, weird story again. Yeah, I got another weird story. I actually was not gonna watch this anime. My other brothers watched it a lot and said it was really good and told me to check it out, and I said I wasn't interested. But then I saw this face. When I saw that face, I have to watch this now because that face is art! So, I watch the show and it was fantastic! It is possibly better than Erase, actually. The characters are so great. I love Lloyd. Although I call him Twilight. I don't know, maybe because it reminds me of that vampire from Twilight. I don't know what's wrong with me. Who is an agent and has to befriend this other guy and have to pretend he has a family to get to that guy. So, he gets a telepathic kid named Anya, who is adorable, but I find her more funny. And to be fair, she is the funniest character in the show. I think she's more funnier than cute, honestly. Later on, he gets an attractive fake wife who's also an assassin named Yor. And she's also a joy to watch. She's surprisingly kind and shy, yet she's totally cool with killing the people she's hired to kill. It's kind of funny. I also like all the other side characters. I think Becky was okay. Damien is a fine antagonist. And if you want my thoughts on the Damien and Anya ship, it's there. Don't worry, I'm completely fine with it. Also, Twilight's sidekick, whatever the heck his name is, I don't know his name. He was also okay, I guess.
My least favorite character is Yor's brother. Let's just say he's kind of like Alabama culture.
学校のテストで一番僕大きくなったら姉さんと結婚する
Yeah, I was really more focused on the family, honestly. They are really fun to watch. I really love the spy and the family thing. They all work together. They're just as exciting as each other. I love like the family moments where it's cute and adorable, and the spy stuff is awesome and action-packed. I enjoyed the chemistry, and I also love mixed nuts. I hear it a lot now. Also, I like the ED.
As a cute little detail I didn't even notice, like we see Twilight's head.
I got really pissed off when it changed the main theme song to the point where every time that new theme song plays, I skip it in Crunchyroll and go to YouTube and play the mixed nuts. It is that good. How can you do this, Japan? How can you do this to me? I love you. And mostly because the lady's there, but you know, I don't really have that much to say because a lot of people have already said everything about this show. I just want to say that I also love it just as much as everybody else. It is really, really good. I should have not ignored this. Kind of felt like I'm a dummy now. My recommendations is that yes, you should check this one out totally. And if you're in the mindset of me who hates the new theme song, preferring Mixed Nuts, literally just skip the theme song and go to YouTube and play Mixed Nuts. That's all you have to do. I am so shocked. This anime has mixed reception. Either people love it, saying it's a hidden gem, or hate it, just saying it's stupid. And I loved it. This one, out of all the animes, is my favorite. This is probably the only anime where I remember everybody's name, except for maybe our main character's parents. The main character's name is Masamune, who in his past liked this girl named Aki and wanted to confess to her. And then when he did, she called him Pigfoot because he was fat and rejected him. And this scarred him for life. Later on, when years pass, when he becomes adult teen in Japan, he decides to go back handsome and try to make her fall for him so he could dump her and get his revenge. This anime is kind of mean-spirited. That doesn't mean that there's no wholesome moments in here. There are wholesome moments. Masamune, I think he's a fine protagonist. I know some people complain that he could be an asshole. And for what you've seen in my channel, you'd think I'd complain about this. But I don't think it's a big deal here. Because one, he actually gets reprimanded by this stuff when he is kind of being too big of a dick. And two, he also kind of has a heart. He's not like heartless. When someone is sick or something, he's not going to be a huge jerk to them. And it does show that he has some character, like he does care for some people when he sees them suffer. And Aki is kind of a fine antagonist, and when you keep watching more, you kind of get to question if she's really, really awful the more you watch. Sadly, the manga explored it more, but luckily we're kind of getting a continuation, which I'll talk about later. You got Yoshino, She could look sweet and innocent, but she could also be very violent at the same time. And I love that about her character. It's kind of funny. And we got my favorite character in the entire show, Kojuro. Kojuro, I don't know how you say it. He is the most sweetest character ever. He is mistaken for a girl a lot because he looks cute. Yes, even when I first saw this, I thought he was a girl and said, he looks cute. But until I found out he had balls. He's so innocent and sweet. I just want to hug him. This guy's too sweet. He's like an icon in this show, in my opinion. Like, he also has a cute voice. How can you not like this character?
もう一人、真壁君と同じような高スペックな人いるけどさ。あの人のこと？あの人？もうね、その人。
He kind of has a nemesis too, Hade, I think that's how you say her name, who dresses him up in drag. Like, she is so insane. She ships Masamune and Kojuro because she likes to see two dudes even though these two dudes like girls. And we also got Nico, who wants to be with Masamune very, very much for reasons I'm not going to spoil. This anime isn't laugh out loud funny, but it can have funny moments that catch me off guard. And it's not always about the revenge stuff. There's actually more things that happen here. I know some people complain that they wanted the entire show to be focused on the revenge plot thing. I don't think sometimes getting away from the main plot isn't that bad. I actually do like it. There are some nice moments, like Yoshino telling Masamune why she hates fireworks. The show has problems, like all the other animes. It has some plot points that go nowhere. Like, Masamune's sister, I forgot her name. She is super pointless. It seems like they were gonna do something with her in one episode, but it doesn't go anywhere, and I read the entire manga too. Seriously, you could just wipe his sister out of the show and nothing would change. Juro has a plot point where he likes Nico because she's the only one that notices that he is a boy. I actually was invested in that and wanted to see where that goes. It doesn't get touched upon that much. In the manga, it does get explored more, which I'm hoping for the continuation. Also, we get more fan service for the boys, showing off the girls' cakes. But there are a lot of twists and turns. As you keep watching more and more, I think that it gets more interesting. The final episode did kind of piss me off. Spoiler alert, skip to this time frame. When we got to the 12th episode, Kiss with Aki and Masamune, that was actually the peak of the episode. But after that, we still got the rest of the half of the episode left, and the rest is just characters singing. I know that was in the manga, but you could have just skipped this part, and the ending was kind of dumb. Luckily, we're getting a season 2 called Season R, and it took them 5 years to make this! Like, oh my gosh! Imagine if I watched it when it came out, I would have been really pissed. I'm glad we're getting a continuation, but I want Masamune's Revenge R right now! I need to watch it now! I need to know what happens next! Okay, I read the manga, but still, I want to know what happens next! Hope they don't go too far with the French subplot, and yes, they go to France. I just want to say this is my least favorite part of the manga, and I just hope they don't go too far. Like, there's literally a guy with a gun, and I don't need to see Masamune and Kojuro jumping out of an exploding boat. You can check it out if you want. I really did enjoy this anime. I want you to form your own opinion and tell me what you think. Maybe I'm just too crazy for it.
I had an interesting time. Now, I gotta go. Did you watch any of these animes, and did you like any of them or hate any of them? Tell me down below in the comments. And also, if I make another video like this, tell me what you'd recommend me to watch next in the future, because I might make another video like this later on. I'd actually like to do another one of these. And that's all I gotta say. See you all later. And I forgot to say one more thing. My favorite anime of all time. It's not even any of those. No. It's not even Masamune, despite how insane I am for that one. It's South Beach Town, baby! Oh my gosh, Bernice!
Are you alright?